The debate over our past on this world reaches back through the entire documented history of a civilization, a period covering over 1300 years. The harsh conditions across this world, Karak, fueled the myths of other places and times where we did not have to spend so much of our strength on simple survival. While the issue of our distant past was primarily a religious matter, it wasn't until the dawning of the time of reason that advances in the biological and chemical sciences revealed a disturbing lack of commonality between our biochemical makeup and that of most Karakid life. Ironically, it was the birth of the Diamine movement, with its many scientific breakthroughs, that created a philosophical environment where the oldest myths and the newest theories could be wedded into what we now have accepted as the xenogenesis theory. Except for a small variety of bacteria and a single species of a small forager, our helix proteins are completely different from all other forms of life on our planet. We are left with no other choice but to seriously consider the theory that we are aliens to this world. Of course, this answer only led to more questions. It was becoming more obvious that we, as a species, were relatively new to Karak. However, this theory by itself did not bring peace to our world. The mechanism and reason for arrival was still being hotly debated and was even cause for a theological revival on the eve of our first orbital flights. The age of orbital exploration revealed the first clues that we are not indigenous to our planet. Once we had progressed to piloted flights, reports of unusual pieces of metallic debris in high orbit soon led to dedicated retrieval missions with surprising results. While nothing larger than a handspan could be found, samples were brought down from orbit and soft landed into the high desert. Initial analysis made it obvious these were pieces of advanced manufactured and machined structures. Detailed atomic analysis revealed trace elements and isotope combinations unknown on Karak, or, as it was eventually discovered, anywhere else in the stellar system. This was yet another piece to the puzzle of our origins, but it did not truly confirm anything except some kind of alien device or ship had once orbited our world. Though not decisive, the discovery of this tiny debris belt spurred great leaps in metallurgy and manufacturing, simply by showing that exotic, high-tensile composite materials could exist. This in turn led to advances in propulsion, first with limited fissioning of unstable heavy elements, and then with more viable hydrogen fusion power plants as effective shielding systems become lighter and smaller. The combination of these technologies spurred our fledgling space program even further, and our first steps became leaps. We were poised on the threshold of space, looking outwards for answers, when a twist of fate turned our eyes back to the surface of our adopted world. In 1106, a powerful radar satellite was launched in the hopes of detecting larger debris belts elsewhere in our star system. A malfunction in its maneuvering jets caused the satellite to turn towards Karak and scan the surface. Leica Biarasi, a technician on the project, noticed a strong return where there should be none. A quick analysis showed the powerful radar had penetrated the equatorial desert sand to a depth of 75 meters, and there was strong evidence of an ancient city centered around a large metallic structure. By 1110, enough science ministers had been convinced by repeated radar scans to allocate resources to an expedition into the Great Desert. Despite conditions that would daunt personnel in modern envirosuits, these first excavators managed to uncover what has come to be known as the first city, the Khar Toba. While this discovery was the stuff that archaeologists dream of, even greater secrets revealed themselves when the central metallic structure was revealed to be the skeletal chassis of an advanced vessel. Though virtually nothing of relevant substance remained except a vast array of structural beams, the real treasure lay in a shield chamber deep below the surface. While tracing the ancient maze of power cables during the first triad of 1112, engineers opened a shielded chamber containing the remains of the ancient ship's powerplant. Painstakingly transported to the modern polar capital of Tyr, this ancient device was backed engineers to provide another generation of breakthroughs in power and material sciences. But what catapulted our technology 500 years forward was the analysis of a module attached to the power plant. This device was nothing less than a solid-state hyperspace induction module. In a decade of analysis, we were ready to take our first steps back out into the galaxy. But it was not until 1135 that it was revealed just how far we had to go. The discovery of the power plant and hyperspace module was considered the gem of ancient Khar Toba, and with them safely in research labs in the temperate poles, the old city was left in the hands of a few dedicated archaeologists. They struggled to do their work under some of the toughest conditions on Karak. Led by a young woman named Mervath Sagald, they gave our entire civilization an answer and a goal as she pieced together the location of the mythical observatory temple of Khar Toba. Accidents left her to excavate the site nearly single-handedly, but when she opened the inner chamber, she recognized immediately the full import of what she has found, etched on a single piece of black stone. Archaeologist Sagald had found something that was as unremarkable to the casual eye as it was monumental to the future of our people. When she studied this stone further, she discovered it had once been an ornately carved artifact that had been nearly destroyed by intense heat. Whatever message it had been originally intended to convey had long since been erased. Some distant ancestor had cast it through time as a message for generations to come. Etched into the upper surface is a simple diagram of our galaxy, and a single gouged line leading from a point on the rim to one deep in the galactic center. Adjacent to a spot easily identifiable with Karak's actual position is a single string of numbers that give a three-dimensional vector. And at the other end of the line is a single word, more ancient than the clans themselves, Higara, our home. The effect on our culture of this simple artifact, now known as the Guidestone, has been unprecedented. Our material scientists confirmed the age of the artifact at approximately 3,000 years, and are assured that they can match the Guidestone to its system of origin should we come across it. After a long history of struggle, strife, and interclan warfare, the confirmation that Karak was never our true home inspired an era of cooperation like no one has ever known. For the past 250 years, there have been no significant conflicts or bloodshed. We have dedicated our entire industrial and scientific resources towards a single common goal: returning to Higara, our home world.